Testing.
Yeah, you're getting that audio?
This is a test, not a quiz, a test.
Karen, you getting that audio?
It's on YouTube, so it's whatever.
Yeah, we can hear. There's a lot of hits going on. We're trying to. Yeah, so there's a lot of compression going through it. I can try pulling that back.
It's not a big deal to me as long as there's audio.
Okay.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 of the doubleheader. Gray Robertson here. I have been here all day, and we had a really exciting Game 1 happen earlier. The Lynx getting past the Pioneers 4-3. Lynx got 3 runs in the first, added 1 late before the Pioneers were able to scratch 3 across in the 5th. Got really exciting, but then Danny Power came in and got the save for the Lynx to improve to 4-2 on the year. Pioneers now drop to 2-4. Over on the other field, excitement all around between the Slice and the River Mocs. They're currently in the bottom of the 6th. The River Mocs clinging to a 5-4 lead over the Slice. Been a lot of fun to follow that one. Very excited to have you here for this one. Squeeze and Fastpitch U. Gray Robertson here from SEC Network Plus and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Should be a lot of fun to watch these two teams do battle. Squeeze 4-1 on the year. Tied at the top of the standings with the River Mocs, who are in action right now, taking on Fastpitch U. 0-5, 7th in the standings, looking for their first win of the FGCL summer softball season. Should be a really fun pitching battle as well here, as we get down the lineups that we just got moments ago from the teams. Squeeze going in the circle with Paige Schindler out of Louisville, looking to try and get the victory after Jenna Green was fantastic last night. In fact, we'll talk a bit about the game we saw on Tuesday, not last night, I beg your pardon. The Squeeze and the River Mocs, 1-2 in the standings. Just an epic showdown between those two. Jenna Green went the complete game, got the victory. Squeeze had a 3-1 lead going into the bottom of the 7th. 2 quick outs. You thought it was over. Then the River Mocs got a couple base runners on. Then Ari Quinones, the queen of clutch, had a big-time hit for Miyaka City, but the winning run on second and the tying run at third. But Jenna Green was able to mow down Claire Ginder at the plate on the inside edge for the strikeout to close out the game, and that's how the game was won by the Squeeze. That's why they're 4-1. That's why they're at the top of the standings with the River Mocs, who again are in action right now with the Slice. Fastpitch U has only played 1 game so far this week. That was a contest with the Slice on Tuesday. A 7-3 victory. Was actually pretty tight for the majority of the game. But Fastpitch U just couldn't quite get the offense running early enough to try and get back in that game. Again, we've got the lineups from the teams. Now it's the putting them on the board part. But we're very excited that you are here for this game. They should be beginning momentarily here. Squeeze and Fastpitch U, Game 2 of our doubleheader over here at Field 1. Still out here in a holding pattern as we wait for Fastpitch U and the Squeeze to arrive. I guess we are waiting on the umpires, perhaps? I'm not sure. But still on standby here. We do have the lineups all written up. We'll let you know where everyone will be playing in this one. Again, Fastpitch U entering 0-5. Averaging just over 4 runs a game, but the pitching's been the problem. Just under 10 runs allowed per game. Going off against the Squeeze, who are just scoring 3.5 runs per game, but only allowing 2. And the home team in this game is Fastpitch U, which means we will see in the circle to start out Jamie Tino for FPU out of Royal Palm Beach, Florida, junior last year for Stetson, 2018 Atlantic Sun all-freshman team, but coming off a shoulder injury as she entered into the league, so we weren't expecting to see her very often. Fastest stuff on staff. Drop curve is her best pitch. She's got a curve, screw, change up in her eyes ball. And on the season, Jamie Tino, a ERA of 12, 7 innings, 19 hits, 17 runs, 12 of those earned, 6 walks and 5 Ks. That's coming up. We'll see Tino, and we'll lay out the rest of the defense for Fastpitch U as well as the Squeeze batting order once the time comes. Over on the other field, they're in the top of the 7th. Slice and Rivermox. Slice trailing 5-4, but a runner at second with 1 out. And the top of the order due up. We'll see what drama unfolds over on field 2. Squeeze, winners of their last 4 games. 7-3 victory over the Slice, 5-3 over the Impact, and this week a 1-0 decision over the Lynx on Monday. On Tuesday, that 3-2 game over the Rivermox. Again, Fastpitch U just trying to get on the board. It's been pretty clumped 1 through 6, but then Fastpitch U has brought up the rear so far. It would be a big skin on the wall to grab a victory over the top-ranked Squeeze. Looks like the umpires have arrived. Always good. Definitely need them. Last night before that Squeeze Rivermox game, we had a legitimate 1-hour umpire delay, as everyone knew that things had been adjusted up an hour except for apparently the umpires. But they showed up. We had a great game. It was a lot of fun to call that one. And now we wait here for the Squeeze and Fastpitch U to get going here over on Field 1 at Palmasola Park. And over on the other field, it has gone final between the Rivermox and the Slice. 5-4, the Rivermox knock off the Slice. Mac Leonard goes the full way and gets the victory for Mayaka City, as Shannon Sale was lifted after 4, and the Slice just couldn't quite make up the deficit that they faced. So now Mayaka City at 5-1, Slice dropping to 3-3. Lynx at 4-2. Pioneers 2-4. So the Squeeze, by the tiebreaker, even if they win, will still be the overall number 1 seed, but would be, for the time being, tied at the top with the Rivermox. And it looks like we are ready to go here. Everybody all set. Squeeze sporting the green unis with the yellow squeeze and lemons just everywhere on the sleeves. Should be a lot of fun to watch these two teams do battle here tonight as the Squeeze look for win number 5 in a row. There's Jamie Tino popping out in the circle. Again, Tino out of Stetson, Royal Palm Beach, Florida native, trying to get a victory, the first of the year for Fastpitch U. Here's the order that she will face. Stormy Kotzelnick will lead it off. 0 for 3 on Tuesday against the Rivermocks with 3 Ks. She'll try and change that against Fastpitch U. 2 spot, Wisconsin's Taylor Johnson. In the 3-hole, Nikki Cochran out of Northwestern. In the cleanup position, Kenna Wilkie. So the Big Ten trio continues in the order for the Squeeze. In the 5-hole, Abby Stewart. Jordan Cadleb will bat 6th. Summer Baker in the 7-hole. Megan Ricks in the 8th spot. Paige Schindler will pitch and bat 9th. We'll dive into Paige once the Squeeze comes out in the field. And Sarah Berfume in the all-important 10-hole trying to turn the lineup over. Defensively for Fastpitch U. Out in left, it's Molly Rainey. In center, Jade Soto. Out in right, Emily Hale. Danielle Diaz playing third. Sarah Longley at short. New player Alana Snow out of UCLA at second. Snow was added over the weekend. Her first appearance for Fastpitch U was Tuesday night. Over at first is Lauren King. And behind the dish is Alyssa Perez catching for Jamie Tino. Stormy Kotzelnick steps in. First pitch is a bit high for ball 1. Kotzelnick, an incoming freshman, off to Washington to play for Heather Tarr and the Huskies out of Carmel, Indiana. 500 average so far this summer, 8 for 16. Quickly ahead 2-0. She's got 4 ribbies. She's got a homer. She's got 3 doubles and a triple as well. Has not walked yet so far this summer. Upstairs, got away, 3-0. Could we see the walk number change for Kotzelnick? Again, on Tuesday, she was 0 for 3 against the Rivermocks with 3 Ks. Coach Mario Hernandez said he expects her to go off tonight. In there for a strike, 3-1. Kotzelnick, regarded by the Squeeze coaching staff as a natural leader, which is scary considering she's going to Washington to learn under Sis Bates on the left side of the infield. Full count here to Kotzelnick. Out to right field for a leadoff base hit for the Squeeze, and Kotzelnick back above 500 at the plate. 1 on, nobody out for the Squeeze here in the top of the first. Here is Taylor Johnson. What a night for her against the Rivermocks on Tuesday. 2 for 3 day with 2 solo home runs. Junior last year out of Wisconsin. Johnson from Beecher, Illinois, 2018 Big Ten All-Freshman team member. So far on the summer, hitting .429 with 5 RBI and 4 homers. Floats in for strike 1. Fastpitch U needs a good outing from Jamie Tino tonight. Slow roller to second. Snow to first in time. 1 away. Table set, though, an RBI chance for Nikki Cochran. Sophomore last year for Northwestern out of Downers Grove, Illinois. First pitch. Upstairs for ball one. On the summer, Cochran hitting .357. 5 of 14. She's had a homer. She's driven in a couple runs. She's had a double as well. OBP right at 400. And that'll hit her on the elbow. She'll take her base. 2 on, 1 out. Cleanup hitter, Kenna Wilkie. Third batter from the Big Ten in a row in this order, and she takes strike one. Wilkie out of Northwestern, just like Cochran, junior last year, 2018 Big Ten all-freshman team. Pitcher and hitter. On the summer, Wilkie hitting .364, 4 for 11. Bit of a tougher night for her. On Tuesday was 0 for 2. Basically swung at everything that the River Mocs were throwing her. Holds off there, 2-1. Wilkie looking for her first hit here in week 2. And on the hands, fouled back. Glad you're joining us. Gray Robertson here guiding you along this exciting game between Fastpitch U and the Manatee Squeeze. So far, 2 finals already in. River Mocs over the Slice, 5-4. And the Lynx over the Pioneers, 4-3. That one rolls in and gets away. Runners will advance 60 feet. And now 2 in scoring position for Kenna Wilkie with a full count coming up. Wilkie stands in, the payoff from Tino. In on the hands, right to third. And she got her on the double play. Danielle Diaz makes the catch and tags Stormy Kotzelnick. And Mario Hernandez, I don't think, loves the call, as he makes a slow walk with Kotzelnick. Now he'll take it the way it is and head back to the dugout as the double play ends the inning for the Squeeze. All done over at third base by Danielle Diaz. No score. We head to the bottom of the first. Fastpitch U looking to get on the board first here in this game. To the bottom of the first we go, and the Squeeze going with Paige Schindler in the circle. No decisions for her so far this summer. She's got a 2.48 ERA. She's gone 5 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 4 Ks. Heavy ball pitcher, gets there really quickly. Fastball, screwball, drop screw for Schindler out of Borden, Indiana. Junior last year for Louisville. Favorite softball player is Jenny Finch. Try and get a Finch-like performance from her in the circle and at the plate, will Coach Mario Hernandez, as she will bat 9th for the Squeeze. Later on in the game, for Fastpitch U, here's your batting order. Leading off is Emily Hale. In the 2 spot, Alana Snow. Sarah Longley will bat 3rd. Molly Rainey batting 4th. Alyssa Perez in the 5 spot. Lauren King batting 6th. Savannah Henley batting 7th. Danielle Diaz in the 8 hole. Batting 9th, Jade Soto, and trying to turn the lineup over the pitcher, Jamie Tino. Starting off with Emily Hale. Junior last year from Wayne State. First pitch sales high to Hale out of Fort Scott, Kansas. Cleveland State transfer. 167 average so far this summer. 1 for 6. OBP, though, of 375. Has walked a couple times. One and one. If you're wondering why there's not another game going on, the schedule is shifted. We're now going with 2 games at the 5 o'clock hour, 1 at the 7 o'clock time slot over here at Field 1. So everybody can get home just a little bit earlier if they can help it. Just missing from Schindler there, 2 and 1. In there for strike 2. Hale did not play on Tuesday in the 7-3 defeat against the Slice for Fastpitch U. Right in there for strike 3, gets her looking. And 1 down here in the bottom of the first. I beg your pardon, I think an illegal pitch was called. Yes, an illegal pitch has been called. Full count now. The gentleman over at first called the illegal pitch. And now new life for Emily Hale. Trying to take advantage. See how Schindler responds as well in the circle. Payoff. Floats in for strike 3. And same result. Struck her out looking. 1 down. In the field for the Squeeze, Johnson over at third, Kotzelnick at short, Summer Baker at second, Nikki Cochran at first, outfield of Berfume, Cadleb, and Megan Ricks from left to right. Abby Stewart catching for Paige Schindler. Here's a lot of snow. New addition for Fastpitch U out of UCLA. Snow, a junior last year for the Bruins out of Carlsbad, California, which is one of the cooler hometown names we have seen so far since the FGCL started. Played with Great Britain at the 2019 Women's Euro Championship. GB did well. She hit 500 with 4 RBI. Got her season debut on Tuesday, was 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Hard not to think she was probably a bit rusty. Just rushing in and being added to the Fastpitch U lineup. Low 3-0. Too far outside, 4-pitch walk. Alana Snow is aboard here in the bottom of the first. Well, folks, now that you can hear us, we'd love to hear from you. Tweet me at Gray, Gray_Robertson, or at OutOfTheBox_pod. I think YouTube has a chat, perhaps. I won't check that very often, but you can say something if you want to. Again, you can tweet me at Gray, Gray_Robertson. Love to hear from you. Here on this lovely Thursday night in Bradenton, Florida. Heard thunder and saw lightning well earlier in the evening, but it's been beautiful since as Sarah Longley takes a first pitch strike. Longley, a freshman last year out of Florida, Royal Palm Beach native. And she has been the bat for Fastpitch U so far this summer. 462 average, 563 OBP. She's 6 of 13. Make it 7 of 14, right up the middle with the 1-out base hit. And Sarah Longley continues her hot hitting. 2 on, 1 out for Fastpitch U. RBI chance for Molly Rainey. She's been no slouch at the plate either so far this summer. Rainey out of UCF, Ada, Oklahoma. Home run in her first career at-bat for the Knights. And so far this summer, 333 average, 412 OBP. She's driven in 4 runs, and she's hit a long ball. Schindler trying to attack the outside, but missing. 2-0. Rennie also has a couple doubles. Low, and another ball from Schindler. Snow is at second, Longley at first. Fastpitch U trying to strike against the now second-ranked Squeeze in the standings. That's a walk. Another 4-pitch free pass, and the bases are loaded. Out comes Mario Hernandez. Head coach for the Squeeze, also the volunteer assistant at Jacksonville, joined in 2019 after a stint coaching Plainfield North High School. Played baseball in college, finished his career at the University of St. Francis. For Fastpitch U, their coaching staff is led off by Pete Barrios, Furman assistant coach. 2020 was his first season with the Paladins. Former head coach at Chestnut Hill College. He's over there in the third base coaching box. Over in the first base coaching box, Dave Seckler. He's worked with Barrios for years, including out at Chestnut Hill College. Third coach is Melissa Martinez, working with the pitchers and catchers. She's a high school coach up in Nebraska. Played her softball at St. Cloud State. Really nice person to talk to. Exciting personality, as many of these coaches are here in the FGCL. A lot of fun to hang out with. No more fun and games here, though, for Paige Schindler. 1 out. Bases are loaded here in the bottom of the first. Far inside to Perez. Alyssa Perez out of Sebring, Florida. Incoming freshman off to St. Leo. Catching tonight. Hitting .357 this summer and quickly ahead 2-0. She, too, has 4 runs batted in, tied for the team lead. Looking for one to drive, I'm sure. The 2-0. No, can't get it. Schindler is missing to her right pretty much every pitch. And now it's 3-0. Nowhere to put Perez. That one floats in for strike one. Too far up in the zone, and that's an RBI walk for Alyssa Perez. 1-0 Fastpitch U as Snow comes in to score. And the threat continues. Bases still loaded, still only 1 out. Not the start you were hoping for if you're Paige Schindler. That's walk number 3 here in the first. Lauren King sees the first pitch strike. King, a junior last year for Rhodes College out of Seattle, also pitches. And so far this season through 5 games, a .250 average. She's driven in 4 runs though. 400 OBP. Went after the rise, 1-2. We've seen the Rhodes College softball Twitter account get heavily involved in the FGCL since things began. If anyone from Rhodes is tuning in, let us know. I had a really good friend from high school, played tennis out at Rhodes, William Von Hassel. King representing Rhodes here in the FGCL and getting an RBI. That one right up the middle. Longley will score. Here comes Rainey, and it's 3-0 Fastpitch U. As King just bloops one right up the middle, advancing to second on the throw, and now Fastpitch U really getting the offense going here in the bottom of the first. Two RBI single for Lauren King. She's got 6 ribbies this summer. Still only 1 out for Savannah Henley. Henley out of Mechanicsburg, Virginia. Incoming freshman off to play for the Purdue Boilermakers. 143 average this summer. 1 for 7, but that one was a triple. And out goes Stewart to chat with Schindler. Not the start you were hoping for if you were Mario Hernandez in the squeeze. This Fastpitch U has jumped out all over Paige Schindler. She gave a few gifts, but a couple of hits as well have really aided the cause, and all of this with 1 out. The Squeeze are not known for their prolific offense. So Fastpitch U might want to turn this into a shootout if they can. Just try and put up a bunch of runs, see if the Squeeze can match them. Squeeze have only scored more than 5 runs twice so far this season. A couple times they've been left at 1. Right in there for strike 1. Way up in the air. Running in from center is Cadlub, and Perez thought about tagging up. Base running snafu. In a pickle, Perez is tagged for out number 3. As King at second tagged up, was heading for third. Perez, I think, tagged up long enough and then just wasn't committed to the run, was trying to induce the throw. All around craziness on the base paths, and the inning's over. But still, 3 runs come across for Fastpitch U, aided by the Lauren King 2 RBI single. FPU up 3-0. Squeeze will try and respond as we head to the top of the second. Off to the top of the second we go. Fastpitch U with a 3-0 lead on the Manatee Squeeze after 3 runs on 2 hits in the first frame. And now the Squeeze offense will try and answer back. 5, 6, 7 due up for the 4-1 Squeeze against Jamie Tino, who pitched well in the first inning. Abby Stewart in the 5 spot will get things going. Right in there for strike 1. Stewart out of Clemson, freshman last year for Coach Rittman's squad. Out of Snow Camp, North Carolina, and has been pretty hot of late. 250 this summer, but has had a base hitter last 2 games, including in a pinch hitting role on Tuesday against the River Mocs. She's got an RBI. She's scored a run. 3 base hits are all singles for Stewart. That one fouled back. 1-2 now to Abby Stewart. Clemson, a program beginning things in 2020. Really good start to the year. Shame the season ended the way it did. So that one was fouled off. Clemson, a team that you will see well represented in the NCAA and the ACC for a long time, maybe because of that young lady as she fires a single right up the middle for a leadoff base hit. Second straight inning, or of a leadoff batter has gotten aboard via the single. Now we'll see if the Squeeze can find a way to get her around. Konselnick was doubled off in the first at third. Here's Jordan Cadleb out of South Florida. First pitch out to center. Way back. See ya. Jordan Cadleb with the long bomb. Her first RBIs of the summer. And that makes it 3-2 Fastpitch U as the USF product hammers it out to left center. Cadleb saw a first pitch right down Main Street and said, "Thank you very much," and absolutely destroyed it. And quickly the Fastpitch U lead has been dwindled to a single run. Way to respond if you're the Squeeze. Here's Summer Baker batting in the 7 spot. Right in there for strike one. Baker, a freshman last year for Florida Atlantic out of Haines City. Got her first hit of the summer against the River Mocs. Now 1 for 9, a 111 average, but 273 OBP. Well, watch out. That one a little too high and outside. 1-1. Bit too low, 2-1. Again, finals from tonight already, in case you're just joining us. Lynx held off a furious rally by the Pioneers to win 4-3, and the River Mocs knocked out Shannon Sale in the middle of the game, beat the Slice 5-4 to stay up at the top. Squeeze can be right there with them with a victory here tonight. Two-two count to Summer Baker. Too far outside, count runs full. Squeeze trying to get more after the 2-run homer from Cadleb. That one on the inside edge for strike 3. First strikeout for Jamie Tino, 1 down. Squeeze will turn to Megan Ricks, incoming freshman, going to FGCU in 2021. In on the hands, out to second, and Snow will make the catch for out number 2. Pitcher versus pitcher battle. Here's Paige Schindler trying to help her own cause at the plate. Junior last year out of Louisville. Schindler has just appeared at the plate 3 times so far this summer. She's 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch once. 2019 for Louisville was mainly used as a pinch runner for the Cards. Going in there for a strike. Saw a lot of pitching duties in 2018 and 2020. Foul back 1-2. Fastpitch U got 3 runs in the bottom half of the first. Squeeze answered right back with a 2-run homer by Jordan Cadleb. That's where we stand now, 3-2 FPU. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Way up in the air. And drifting over is Longley to make the catch for out number 3. But the Squeeze get a little closer. 3-2 Fastpitch U, thanks to a Jordan Cadleb 2-run shot. Fastpitch U, though, will try and put a couple more runs on the board for themselves as we head to the bottom of the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Fastpitch U leading things 3-2 over the Manatee Squeeze. Fastpitch U looking for their first win of the summer. Squeeze looking to stay at the top of the standings after the River Mocs beat the Slice earlier tonight. It's 8-9-10 for Fastpitch U against Paige Schindler back out in the circle for the Squeeze. Starting things off with Danielle Diaz for FPU. First pitch in, swing and a miss. Diaz, a junior last year for Stetson. 5 appearances in 2020. Had an injury, couldn't play much for the Hatters out of Santa Paula, California. And it's been a really rough go for her at the plate. 0 for so far this summer. It's reached base once. That was on a walk. Schindler allowed 3 walks in the first inning. That one out to left. Dropping, and it will drop for the first base hit of the summer for Danielle Diaz. And that's a leadoff single for Fastpitch U. Didn't get a lot of it, but just plopped down right in front of Sarah Berfume out and left. And Fastpitch U has something going here in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the order, trying to keep the offense going. Here is Jade Soto. Shows bunt, pops it up. Johnson runs in and makes the catch. Fighting off her catcher, 1 down. Back to the top of the order with Hale. Fastpitch U going with the 9. Batting order spot, the traditional collegiate ruling. Hale struck out looking in the first. Fastpitch U, not a ton of bodies for them. Had a couple folks go down with injuries. A couple folks I think may not be here yet. We're not sure. It's been kind of tough to get a hold of Fastpitch U a couple times so far since the league began. Upstairs, held off. Schindler trying to work her way out of it. 1-2. Popped up. Schindler calls for it. 2 down. Again, folks, glad you're with us on the YouTube, however you're watching. If you want to let us know where you're tuning in, tweet me at GrayGray_Robertson or at OutOfTheBox_pod, the podcast. I know this with my pal Tom Canterbury. We'd love to hear from you. See what everybody's up to in this beautiful Thursday night. Alana Snow walked and scored back in the first. UCLA product. Fouls that one off, 1-1. Too low. Diaz is over at first, waiting for somebody to move her. Soto popped up the bunt attempt. That one right back to Schindler. Scurry to first, and the flip for out number 3. Schindler gets out of it after giving up the leadoff single, and now the Squeeze will come back to the plate. 3-2 Fastpitch U looking for their first win of the summer. Squeeze trying to stay at the top of the standings. To the top of the third we go. 10-1-2 due up for the Squeeze. It's 3-2 Fastpitch U. Jamie Tino in the circle. She's given up 3 hits, 2 runs. Both were earned. No free passes of the walk variety. She hit a batter once and also struck out a Squeeze batter looking in the previous inning. Here's Sarah Perfume. Perfume, the freshman last year for the Owls of Florida Atlantic out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Hitting 100 on the summer so far. Was 0 for 3 on Tuesday against the River Mocs. Was the winning run in the 1-0 decision on Monday against the Lynx. Trying to protect herself there with that foul, 1-2. Squeeze looking to even this game up. Try and get something going here in the third. That won't help. That's a K for Perfume. She looked a little confused, but that was strike 3, 1 down. Back to the top of the order. And Stormy Kotzelnick. Singled in the first, was picked off on a liner over to third, and Diaz was able to tag her before she slid back to the bag for the double play. Second time seeing Tino. As we talked about, Kotzelnick off to play for Washington, and Heather Tarr out of Carmel, Indiana. Number 29 recruit on Softball America. Just oozes confidence. Real swagger about her at the plate and in the field. Hasn't been perfect at times. You can tell she's just going to be a freshman next year, but she's got a really bright future for Heather Tarr and company up in Seattle. 2-0. Gets one she can drive over to Snow for out number 2. Those two will be seeing each other in 2021. Washington-UCLA rivalry always strong. Quickly 2 down. Taylor Johnson, ground out back in the first. Squeeze have had issues with their offensive production, yet to score this season in the 3rd inning. And again, this is a team now that, with this game included, has just scored 16, or I beg your pardon, has now just scored 19 runs so far this season. But the pitching has been key. They have shut down the opposition. Johnson now ahead 3-1. See if Johnson attacks. The 3-1 from Tino. Too far inside, that's a walk with 2 outs. Here in the top of the 3rd for Johnson. Setting up the Big Ten trio to try and put something on the board for the Squeeze here in the top of the 3rd. Nikki Cuckram was hit by a pitch on the 2nd pitch of her 1st inning at bat. Right in there for strike 1. Nikki Cuckram, part of that Northwestern squad that in 2019 snuck into the regional hosting position as a 16 overall seed. Came out of a loser's bracket, falling to Louisville on that Saturday. Beat the Cards twice on Sunday. Did fall eventually to the national runners-up later on in the postseason, as Northwestern lost 2 in the Norman Super Regional to the Sooners of Oklahoma. I went in there, 2-2. Northwestern got off to a much tougher start in 2020. Just couldn't seem to get the consistency. Danielle Williams, freshman of the year in 2019. Certainly one of the best freshmen in the country. Just didn't quite have it in 2020 as much, as that one's fouled off. But they'll get a reset in 2021. Try and get off to a much better beginning. Top of the Squeeze order. Trying to do some damage here in the top of the 3rd. 2-2. Fouled back. Going is Johnson. She will slide in safely for the stolen base. And a full count now to Cuckram with the runner in scoring position. She's driven in a couple runs this summer. She does here. We're tied at 3. Payoff. Over to 2nd, Snow. Cleanly a bit high to 1st. But getting the foot down is Lauren King, and that'll do it. Squeeze strands a runner in scoring position. Fastpitch U trying to add some more. So we head to the bottom of the third. FPU looking for their first win of the summer, leading 3-2. To the bottom of the third, and Fastpitch U looking for more runs to try and help spring the upset. It's 3-2 FPU right now. Due up, it's 3-4-5. Longley, Rainey, and Perez. Schindler back in the circle for the squeeze. Would have to assume that if Mario Hernandez wanted to make a change, it would be Kenna Wilkie after Jenna Green got the complete game victory over the River Mocs on Tuesday. No sign of movement now for the squeeze, though. Schindler did a good job in the second getting out of it. Now she'll face off against Longley, who singled and scored in the first. Longley, the hottest bat on the team for Fastpitch U. Now hitting .500 on the summer. Too high, 1-1. Longley, out of Florida, representing Tim Walton and the Gators. Swing and a miss. Schindler finally has the pitch. 2-2. Too far inside. Full count. Popped back. I guess just over our heads. Count full once again. Gray Robertson here in the 18th tower-like press box right behind the plate. Really great view. You can see the clouds off in the distance as the sun sets here in Bradenton, Florida, just past 8 o'clock Eastern. Payoff. Out to center. Cadlov's got a beat, and she makes the catch for out number 1. Molly Rainey walked and scored in the first. And that went in there. It was a 4-pitch walk, so that's the first strike Molly Rainey's seen so far tonight from Paige Schindler. That one is hammered out to the gap, but Cadleb using her speed to get there in plenty of time for out number 2, both retired by the center fielder, Jordan Cadleb. Doing a lot of work for the Squeeze so far tonight. And now Alyssa Perez. She had an RBI walk in the first and then was caught in that very bizarre pickle after tagging up only to not run on a fly ball. Schindler looking for her first clean inning of the night so far. Popped foul. Two and one count to Perez. Schindler looking to give her offense a chance to try and tie it or retake the lead. She didn't like what she was getting and needs a second. Too far inside, and that'll be a free pass for Perez. She's on board with the 2-out walk here in the bottom of the third. Lauren King had a 2 RBI single in the first. That made it 3-0 Fastpitch U. This is going to be a little bit more. Way back. See ya. Lauren King. A blast. Out to center. And King goes first pitch. Bomb. 4 RBI for Lauren King. It's 5-2 Fastpitch U here in the bottom of the third. Lauren King absolutely hammering it. She had 4 runs batted in the whole summer. She's got 4 tonight, including her first home run of the FGCL. And now, I think we can flash up the upset alert signal as Fastpitch U looks hungry tonight. Henley pops it up. This one is drifting foul and actually was in play for Schindler, but couldn't make the catch among the triumvirate of Squeeze defenders. 0-1. Henley had that fly out in the first that led to the beyond bizarre double play on the tag up. And that one is fair down the line. Way out into left field. Henley stops it first. But the 2-out production continues as Fastpitch U showing out offensively. Hit number 5 so far in this game. Danielle Diaz had her first hit of the summer back in the second. Now 1 of 16 this season. Looking to keep this third inning going. Right down Main Street, 1-1. Diaz got on top of it. Over to Baker. In plenty of time for out number 3. But, wow, oh wow. The power from Lauren King makes it 5-2. Fastpitch U over the Squeeze. We're through 3. Jamie Tino pitching well right now. Squeeze bats will try and get hot as the upset is officially on alert right now. Fastpitch U 0-5 on the summer, looking for their first win. Squeeze entered the day tied for first in the FGCL. Winners of our last 4. We'll see if that offense can get going as Fastpitch U holds on to that 3-run lead headed to the top of the 4th. We go to the top of the 4th. 4-5-6 due up for the Squeeze, trailing by 3 here against Fastpitch U, 5-2. Starting off with Kenna Wilkie. She lined out into a double play in the first. We have seen the game plan for the opposing pitchers against Wilkie, jam on the hands. She really hasn't gotten contact on it, and when she has, it's been foul. But she swings pretty much every time based on what we've seen. Chase the rise, 0-2. Pressure situation for the Squeeze after a week of intense games. 1-0 decision on Monday to the Lynx, a 3-2 absolute classic against the Rivermocks on Tuesday. See how they handle the pressure here. Rise high. Over in the first base coaching box is assistant coach Carson Gordon. She certainly knows a thing or two about pressure. Won that national title with Florida State in 2018. Team that came out of a loser's bracket after falling on the first day of a WCWS. Two from Tino. That one is hammered out to left. See ya, Kenna Wilkie with a blast. And the Squeeze answers right back with a solo bomb from the Northwestern product. Wilkie's first home run and first RBI so far of the summer. It's 5-3 Fastpitch U. Finally got in front of one that was coming inside. It wasn't totally in the armpits, but Wilkie got around it and pulled it hard out to left field. But the big part for Fastpitch U is just one, and now it's 5-3 here in the top of the 4th. Speaking of home runs, Jordan Cadleb's on deck. Abby Stewart came around to score in the second on that home run with a single. She is 1 for 1 today, trying to set the table for Cadleb once again. See if Stewart attacks the 2-0 from Tino. Instead, Tino attacks the inside, 2-1. Just missed it. 2-2. Stewart got what she was looking for, but just swung under it. Now Perez needs a moment after the foul ball glanced off her mask. Everyone seems all right. And that one right off the left arm. That's a hit by pitch. Second time Tino's had one go off an opposing player. And Stewart's over at first, still with nobody out. And Jordan Cadleb at the plate. 2-run homer back in the second, went first pitch fishing. Came up with a big one. First pitch again. That one will drift foul. Cadleb is seeing it just outstanding right now. Cadleb, redshirt freshman last year from South Florida, Wesley Chapel, Florida native. Her dog, Squeezy Mags, I think the dog's name is actually just Mags, is the unofficial mascot of the Manatee Squeeze. Met Mags during one of the mini camps, just absolutely adorable dog, made me miss my dogs back home. Cadleb has been on fire at the plate of late. It was 2 for 2 against the Lynx on Monday. Would be a huge out for Tino if she can retire Cadleb here. 1-2, out to right. Running in and making the catch is Hale, one down. The way Cadleb is seeing the ball, that's a nice job by Tino getting her to fly out without much risk. And now Summer Baker steps in. She struck out looking back in the second. 5-3 Fastpitch U, Squeeze with 2 homers. That's how they've scored the 3 runs here in this game. Big swing and a miss. In on the hands on the hit and run. Baker quickly down 0-2. Lights are on here at Palmasola Park. Sun starting to fade as the beautiful weather has continued on into week 2. Way outside. Nice job by Perez to keep that even in play. Keep Stewart over at first. Swing and a miss. Second time Baker's been sat down on strikes. Third K of the night for Tino, 2 down. Looking for a big hit from Megan Ricks is the Squeeze. She popped out in the second, went first pitch swinging. In on the hands, first pitch again, and running in to make the catch for out number 3 is King from first to retire the side. But another homer in this game. Squeeze, though, can't seem to string those homers or hits together. It's 5-3 Fastpitch U. FPU will look for some more as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Moving on to the bottom of the fourth. 9-1-2. Due up for Fastpitch U with a 5-3 lead. Squeeze with a win would move back into the top spot because of a tiebreaker with the River Mocs. Fastpitch U with a win would get their first victory of the summer so far. Paige Schindler back in the circle for the Squeeze. So far she's given up 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. But the walks have been an issue. 4 of them for her. Only 1 K. Starting off with Jade Soto. Popped out on a bunt back in the second. Three runs in the first for Fastpitch U, 2 in the third. Holding on to that 2-run lead. Not overpowering the Squeeze with their hits, other than the Lauren King home run, but really just stringing them together at the perfect time, something the Squeeze has not done tonight. Too far around, 2-2. Soto at the plate. Freshman last year for Coastal Carolina. Chopped to short, long throw for Kotzelnick. No way, she's safe on the infield single. And the leadoff runner is aboard for Fastpitch U. Soto with the speed, got there in plenty of time. It was a long dig for Kotzelnick at deep short. And Fastpitch U's in business here in the bottom of the fourth. Back to the top of the order with Emily Hale. 0 for 2 evening so far. Struck out looking in the first. Popped out to the pitcher in the second. Time called. This already the most runs Fastpitch U has scored since their opener. Last 4 games, 3, 2, 3, and 3. But up 5-3 on the Squeeze here, looking for more. Slap pulled, foul. Hale steps in. Too far outside. Schindler likes the call. The 1-2. Popped up to first. Cochran will step on the bag, and she got her for the double play. Cochran said, "Hello, thank you very much." And Soto had no business being that far off the bag on a slap play like that from Hale. It was in the air forever. Cochran, good awareness, 2 away. Here is Alana Snow. 0 for 1, walked and scored in the first, grounded out in the second to end that inning for the junior out of UCLA. Trying to improve her game before joining the 2021 Bruins. A team that will be stacked. That's my opinion. That's the opinion of many people in the softball media as Rachel Garcia and Bubble Nichols head back to Westwood to suit up for Kelly I and company next year. My hope is Alabama does not have to play UCLA at all next season. And that one hits her. The HBP with 2 outs puts Snow at first. And keep in mind, folks, the 2-run homer from King in the third came with 2 outs. Sarah Longley has had a really hot bat for Fastpitch U. By the way, action in the squeeze bullpen. It is Kenna Wilkie warming up a bit. Didn't curve back enough. 1-0. Fastpitch U has looked like a new team tonight. Urgency on offense. They've swung the bats well, and Tina really pitching well. Again, she's given up some hits, given up some runs, but she's done it in a spread out fashion. Hammered by Longley out to left. Drifting back. Off the fence. Perfume taking a minute to get it. Here comes Snow. She will score. Fastpitch U adds another. And again with 2 outs on the RBI double by Sarah Longley. Snow motored her way home, and it's 6-3 Fastpitch U, and I think that's going to force head coach Mario Hernandez's hand. He's got to do it. He'll make a change. Schindler will depart. And we'll see Kenna Wilkie come in for the Manatee Squeeze. As we corral Paige Schindler's final line, Kenna Wilkie out in the circle now. Wilkie so far on the season in the circle, a 2-1 record, a 1.17 ERA, only giving up 3 hits in 12 innings of work. 2 runs, both were earned, 11 walks and 16 Ks. Power pitcher, bulldog. Coach Hernandez tried to take the ball out of her hands on Monday in that 1-0 victory over the Lynx, and she said, no, this is my game. Fastball, change, drop curve, can throw any pitch at any count. She opens up against the cleanup hitter Molly Rainey, who's 0 for 1 tonight. Walked and scored in the first, flew out in the third. Final line for Schindler, 3 2/3, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 4 walks and a K. Just couldn't quite seem to get out of some of those innings. Now Rainey will step up against Wilkie. First pitch strike. Quickly Wilkie ahead 0-2. It really was a masterful performance by Kenna Wilkie on Monday night against the Lynx. Went the whole way, gave up 2 hits, walked 4, struck out 12 in the 1-0 victory over the Lynx. Wilkie out of Northwestern, Braidwood, Illinois native. One of the 3 pitchers Squeeze has, and again, obviously Schindler can re-enter. I assume we will still see her bat unless she's replaced by somebody. Always a strong possibility there. Foul back. Three runs in the first for Fastpitch U, 2 in the third, and now 1 here in the bottom of the fourth for their 6. Rise high, 2-2. Good job by Rainey, battling back from 0-2 to full. Longley still hanging out at second. She's got decent speed as well. Base hit could give Fastpitch U 7 runs. Wilkie shakes off a couple, and now she calls time, or rather time is called by the home plate umpire. Seen that a couple times tonight. Schindler had time called on her at least twice. Payoff. Fouled back. Rainey continues to battle. Two outs. This inning started with a single. A pop-up double play, put 2 on the out column, and then a hit by pitch and a double. Extended things for Fastpitch U to give them 6 runs. They've got a 3-run lead now. And time is called yet again. That's a warning from the home plate umpire. Wilkie just wasn't liking what Stewart was sending out. Another payoff. In the dirt, that's a walk. Some sort of miscommunication there in that at-bat between Wilkie and Stewart. They just never seem comfortable with each other, despite Wilkie going up 0-2. And now 2 on for Alyssa Perez. Perez has yet to officially appear in this game, although she has driven in a run with an RBI walk in the first. She walked in the third. Sarah Longley at second. Molly Rainey at first. Fastpitch U looking for the upset. Up 6-3 on the Manatee Squeeze. Too far inside, and Wilkie now struggling to find the strike zone. The other option for the Squeeze is Jenna Green, as we've talked about. Schindler can re-enter. Not that Coach Hernandez is thinking of pulling Wilkie anytime soon, but Again, just 3 pitchers on staff for the Squeeze. 3-0. And oh, by the way, on deck is Lauren King. All she's done tonight is go 2 for 2 with 4 ribbies and a homer. The 3-0. Change in for strike 1. Perez smiling back at the home plate umpire. Swing and a miss. And what a gigantic pitch this has become. Count is full. 2 on, 2 outs. On deck is the player who's driven in 4 for Fastpitch U. Kenna Wilkie in the circle. The payoff. Too far inside. Bases are loaded for Lauren King. The rally began when Schindler was pitching with a 2-out hit by pitch. Since then, an RBI double, a pair of walks since Wilkie entered, and now Lauren King will step into the plate. First pitch. In there for strike 1. King had a 2 RBI single in the first and a 2-run homer to deep center in the third. Too high, 2-1. Wilkie entered, looked like she was mowing right along, had a couple of timeouts called by the home plate umpire because she was taking a minute to get the signal in. Since then, it's been a bit of a rough go. Too low, 3-1 to King. See if King attacks here. Too far inside. That's an RBI walk. Longley will come in to score. It is 7-3 Fastpitch U here in the bottom of the 4th. The most runs the Squeeze had given up this season was 3. That was against the Impact and against the Slice. The most runs Fastpitch U had scored since the opener was 3 against the Slice, Lynx, and River Mocs. But Fastpitch U has come out rejuvenated after the day off on Wednesday. Quick meeting in the circle for the Squeeze. Base is still loaded, still 2 outs. All this happening with 2 outs. Savannah Henley, 1 for 2 tonight. Low, got away from Stewart. And coming in to score is Rainey. 8-3 Fastpitch U on the wild pitch. The wheels are coming off here in the bottom of the 4th. And the Squeeze will need to rally quickly. because if Henley were to hit a long bomb, we're in run rule territory. That one is hammered to left, but drifting foul. Remember, collegiate run rule, 8 runs or more after the trailing team's had a chance to bat 5 times, or 5 innings, I should say. Home run here by Henley would make it 11-3 Fastpitch U. That would qualify. Two and one. In there for a strike. Much needed for Wilkie, trying to get out of it. Chop to the pitcher. Wilkie has it. And over to first in time for out number 3 on the ground out. But, my goodness, it continues offensively for Fastpitch U. All with 2 outs. An RBI double by Longley, an RBI walk by King, and then a wild pitch allowing a run to come in. 8-3 Fastpitch U. Headed to the 5th. Squeeze, looking for some offensive production, and Jamie Tino back in the circle for FPU. As we expected, a change in the batting lineup. Jordan Wolf will replace Paige Schindler, who became the DP after Wilkie came in to pitch. So Wolf is on for the first time here in this game as we head to the top of the 5th. 9-10-1 due up for the squeeze. It is 8-3 Fastpitch U. First pitch to Wolf. In for strike 1. Wolf on the summer, hitting .385, 5 of 13. She's had 3 doubles. She's had 2 RBI. 1 for 2 night against the River Mocs on Tuesday. Wolf out to center. In the air, too long. Nice catch by Soto, who went to her knees for out number 1. The liner, and that's not the first time we've seen a squeeze, hard hit ball go right to a defender. 1 down. Sarah Perfume. Perfume struck out in the 3rd. Trying to set the table up for the top of the order. That one foul. 4 hits tonight for the squeeze. 3 runs all earned, all off long balls. Tino's done a nice job. She's only given up 1 walk. She's hit a couple batters, but also collected 3 strikeouts. And again, kept this offense pretty much at bay, just scattering hits. Perfume, nice bunt. The play from Diaz gets away. And Perfume will head for second. Snow was coming over to cover, and the throw just squeaked away. And now Perfume stands on second after the error. I think I'm going to call that an E4. Diaz got there in plenty of time. Probably should have been corralled by Snow. But now a chance for the squeeze with the top of the order due up and Stormy Kotzelnick. 1 for 2, single in the first, hard hit liner in the third. Way up in the air. Drifting over and making the catch is Soto out in center for out number 2. And with 2 down, Taylor Johnson try and keep the inning going. Fastpitch U leading at 8-3 here in the top of the 5th. Strike called. 0-1. Johnson 0 for 1 today. Walked and stole a base in the third. Ground out in the first. Had a couple homers last night against the River Mocs. Change, hit out to left. Perfume will round third. She will score on the RBI single by Taylor Johnson, and the squeeze strikes right back. 8-4 Fastpitch U. Rainey out and left had to wait on it because it took a hop right on the area where the grass meets the dirt. And the squeeze does not come away from the 5th empty-handed. They'll look for more with Nikki Cochran. Again, 2 outs here. Fastpitch U still up by 4. And that absolutely nailed the padding on the right elbow of Cochran. Second time she's been hit by a pitch. 2 on, 2 out for Kenna Wilkie. Wilkie's last time up was a solo homer in the 4th. That was on a 2-2 pitch. See how Tino treats her. Outside for ball 1. I would assume it's with kid gloves. Don't give Wilkie anything she can drive. Tino gone way inside both of Wilkie's at-bats, but left one a little bit too much over the plate. And now she's trying to hammer the outside and gets the call there. Low, 2-1. Jamie Tino has pitched really well, effectively wild for Fastpitch U here tonight. Her team's got an 8-4 lead. Wilkie's got a home run with 2 on. And she will walk to load the bases for Abby Stewart. Stewart, the Clemson Tiger, is 1 for 1. She singled and scored in the second, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, and out comes the pitching coach for Fastpitch U, Melissa Martinez. What a pivotal moment here in this game. Top of the 5th, 2 outs. Fastpitch U up 8-4. The squeeze threatening hard right now. Abby Stewart at the plate, including tonight. Now 4 of 13 on the summer. She's only driven in 1 run here in the FGCL. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Johnson at third, Cochran at second, Wilkie at first. Right in there for strike 1, 1-1. Distant lightning doing dances out in the Florida night sky as we drift near 9 o'clock Eastern. Just missed it, 2-2. Upstairs, count full. What a moment here in this game. And I hardly believe this will be the last dramatic thing to happen here tonight. The payoff. Got her looking! Low and away. Stewart took it and paid the price. The strikeout looking from Jamie Tino. Her 4th K of the night, and it comes at the biggest possible time. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Fastpitch U up 8-4. Squeeze will try and keep them where they are in what's been a very entertaining game. As Fastpitch U looks for the upset against the 4-1 Manatee Squeeze. On we go as the Squeeze leaves the bases loaded in the top of the 5th. Fastpitch U leading at 8-4. Fastpitch U 0-5 this summer. The Squeeze have won 4 in a row. They're 4-1. They enter the night at the top of the standings. But an upset is a brewing, folks. And now Fastpitch U will look for more with 8-9-1 due up here in the bottom of the 5th against Kenna Wilkie, second pitcher of the night for the Manatee Squeeze. Wilkie came in the 4th, walked 3 batters in a row, including an RBI walk. Then got a ground out. Now here's Danielle Diaz. 1 for 2 on her night. A single in the 2nd, ground out in the 3rd. Looking on the season, has now walked 14 batters in 12 1/3 innings. Most of those have been here at Paul Masola. Earlier tonight, the Lynx held off a furious rally by the Pioneers, 4-3. Over on the other field, the River Mocs knocked around Shannon Sale and beat the Bradenton Slice, 5-4. What will happen here? 2-1. Just missed, 3-1. Wilkie didn't like the call, gave a smile back towards her dugout. See if Diaz go after the 3-1. She does, and comes up empty. Big K from Kenna Wilkie to start off the bottom of the fifth, 1 down. Said, you know what, I'm done trying to paint the corners. Let's go with as hard as I can throw it. And the heat makes Diaz head back to her dugout. And now Jade Soto will step in. She singled in the fourth. Part of a 1-for-2 night for Jade. Freshman from Coastal Carolina out of Fort Myers, Florida. Final day of action here at Palmasola Park before we move to Lakewood Ranch High School for the Friday-Saturday slate. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, Lynx and River Mocs, and it should be a fascinating game as the Lynx continue to sneakily creep their way up the standings. Also, Fastpitch U in the Impact at 5 Eastern. Pioneers squeeze at 7. I know Pioneers head coach Erica Beach probably watching this intently. Also probably wondering who she's going to see in the circle. So Wilkie now having to throw a lot of pitches in relief. Wilkie toes the rubber. Swing and a miss for the K. Second for Wilkie in relief. 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. Again, folks, we would love to hear from you, either in the YouTube chat, I think that's there. Tweet me at Gray_Robertson as well if you want to let us know where you're watching this game unfold. It has been fascinating. Fastpitch U scored 3 in the first, 2 in the third, 3 in the fourth. A lot of it with 2 outs. Here's Emily Hale trying to start another 2-out rally in the fifth. She is 0 for 3. Struck out looking in the first, popped out in the second, and a pop out that led to a double play in the fourth. Trying to pull a slap down the right side, and it was right to Cochran who stepped on the bag to double off Soto. She's ahead 3-0. In there for strike 1. Too high, that's a walk. And the 2-out drama continues as Emily Hale takes her base and sets up Alana Snow. 0 for 1 night for Snow. Ground out in the second, walked and scored in the first, was hit by a pitch, came around to score in the fourth. Going is Hale. Nice throw from behind the dish by Stewart, and she is safe. My goodness. They're going to say she slid around the tag. Coach Hernandez will go out and protest. The throw was way out in front, and they're going to say Hale slid around Stormy Kotzelnick. And Kotzelnick is not happy. It was a beautiful throw by Stewart behind the dish. But Hale, I guess, was able to just worm her way around the tag of Kotzelnick. Must have just slid under it, or rather in front of it. Kotzelnick was coming over from short. Wow. Now a runner at second with 2 outs for Snow. Two runs in the third with 2 outs. 3 runs in the fourth, all coming with 2 outs. What can Fastpitch U do here in the fifth? Swing and a miss. Sarah Longley's on deck. She is 2 for 3. Had a double in the fourth. That went away. Hale will go to third, and no chance here. And that'll do it here in the fifth, as Johnson was getting into it a bit with the Fastpitch U bench. The tension really ratcheting up. The emotions on fire out here at Field 1 at Palmasola Park. My goodness. What a game this is turning into. Coach Hernandez, I think, is looking for an explanation on whatever was just going on between Taylor Johnson and Fastpitch U. Either way, we're through 5. Fastpitch U 6 outs away from win number 1 on the year. Can the squeeze out one more miracle? They've come back from many deficits already this summer. See what Jamie Tino can deliver as we head to the top of the 6th. 8-4 Fastpitch U. Off to the top of the 6th, Jordan Cadleb. As the drama continues, Cadleb 1 for 2, 2-run homer in the second. It's 8-4 Fastpitch U here in the top of the 6th. 6, 7, 8 Cadleb, Baker, and Ricks against Jamie Tino. Continues the effectively wild pitching style. Cadleb up on the rise, out to left. Catch made by Rainey for out number 1. A lot of let's go, from the squeeze dugout right before this inning began. Just looking for something to get the momentum back on their side. It's just been a frustrating night for them defensively and at the plate. Here's Summer Baker. Frustrating night for her. She struck out twice. Baker ahead 2-0. Summer Baker, freshman last year for Florida Atlantic. Trying to get the top of the 6th. Rally started. Her team down 4. Low, 3-0. Three and one. Just missed it. Count runs full. Baker struck out looking in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. Was ahead 3-0 here in this at-bat. Trying to get something going for the Squeeze offense. Just 5 hits tonight. That hits her. Might have stuck out the elbow there, but it didn't really matter because it would have been ball 4. And here comes Mario Hernandez. He will make a change. I assume this will carry over to the field. Number 22, Alexis Johns. Johns a sophomore last year for Florida International, hitting .286 so far this summer. Takes it low on the first pitch. Johns 4 of 14, a couple doubles. She's scored a run, she's walked once for the Sarasota, Florida native. 2019 Conference USA All-Freshman team member for the FIU Panthers. Seeing a lot of balls early, 2-0. Against the River Mocs, Johns was 0 for 2 with a walk. Baker dancing around over at first, 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And second straight batter, Tino's been behind 3-0. If you're Tino, obviously you're trying to navigate your way out of this 6th without having to face the top of the order. It's pretty much done all the offensive work for the Squeeze. 3-0 in for a strike, upper part of the zone. Carson Gordon didn't like that. Emotions riding high here in the nightcap. 3-1 to Alexis Johns. Lays down a bunt, straight to third. Diaz will fire to first in time for out number 2. Johns put a bit too much on the bunt. I think Carson Gordon was trying to get Coach Hernandez's attention on the previous play and say, do we want to call the bunt off? They kept it on, but now 2 outs for Jordan Wolf. She hit a hard liner out to center in the 5th. Squeeze looking for something here in the 6th, trailing by 4 runs. In there for strike 1. Tino pitching a wonderful game tonight for Fastpitch U, trying to get the team's first win of the summer. And this would be a warning, despite the struggles early on. A win for Fastpitch U would say, hey, no matter what, we can beat anybody in this league, even the team that started the day at the top. In on the hands, found it back. Defensive swing by Wolf. 1 and 2, excuse me. Tino in the circle, Wolf at the plate. 2 down, 1 on in scoring position. Popped up. Coming over is Diaz. She makes the play in foul ground for out number 3. But Squeeze misses a chance. And Fastpitch U will head to the bottom of the 6th looking for insurance. 8-4. A frustrating night for the Squeeze. They'll try and keep the offense of Fastpitch U where they are. What a night. What drama. It will be Kenna Wilkie in the circle in the bottom of the 6th. We'll see what happens, and if Fastpitch U can add a couple more runs. Beginning the bottom of the 6th with Alana Snow, who fouls off the bunt. Snow was at the plate when Hale was caught stealing, trying to take 3rd and the 5th. That was a 2-1 count, by the way, to Snow back in the 5th. Not that it matters, but she saw some pitches from Wilkie. Her first experience against the Northwestern hurler. Snow on the day 0 for 1, ground out in the 2nd. Scored a couple runs after being hit by a pitch in the 4th and walked in the 1st. Fastpitch U up by 4, looking for some insurance. Hard hit ball to Baker off the glove. Snow's aboard on the E4. And the frustration continues for the Squeeze as Snow is on. It was a long run for Baker. She tried to backhand it. And Kotzelnick overran it as well. Couldn't really help out. And now Sarah Longley. Longley 2 for 3. Singled and scored in the 1st. An RBI double in the 4th. She came around to score then as well. She also flew out in the 3rd. Kenna Wilkie entered in the 4th inning with 2 outs. But has seen a couple of control issues, walked 3 in a row immediately in the game, including an RBI walk. Had a walk in the 5th as well. Also struck out a couple of Fastpitch U batters. That one is crushed out to left. If it's fair, that's extra bases, but it's foul by 2 feet. Oh my goodness, Sarah Longley. Tried to step on the throats here in the bottom of the 6th and just missed a double. Wow. I said it earlier. I've said it often. Fastpitch U looks like a completely different team tonight. In there for strike 3, and Wilkie goes off speed for the first out of the inning. Third K first looking for Kenna Wilkie in relief. You can say fill in the blank sport is a game of inches, but Longley just missed a double. Next pitch, strikes out looking. Molly Rainey. Strike 1. Rainey has walked a couple times and scored both of those times. 0 for 1 on the night. We saw a ton of upsets in the 2020 college softball season. We saw Long Beach walk off Oklahoma. We saw Duke beat Texas 1-0 in Austin. We saw Fresno State beat the Longhorns after Texas beat Washington earlier that day. Kansas beat JMU in run rule fashion. There were upsets everywhere in 2020. But this would really be the first of the FGCL season of magnitude like that. Going is the runner, and Snow will slide in safely on the stolen base. Strike was called to Rainey. The 2-2. Whoa, watch out, all the way to the backstop. Snow will take third easily as Wilkie, I think, just held on to the ball a little bit too long. Needless to say, a bit high. Count goes full. And another run is now 60 feet away for Fastpitch U. Payoff from Wilkie. Fouled back. Three runs in the first, 2 in the third, all with 2 outs, or both, I should say, with 2 outs. 3 in the fourth, all with 2 outs. Fastpitch U has been swinging a hot bat tonight. Payoff yet again. Over to second. This will score a run unless Baker throws home, which she does. Now a pickle. Wilkie comes over to tag Snow, and Rainey heads for second on the fielder's choice. Baker was eyeing Snow the whole way, hesitated, and then threw home. And she was dead to rights in the pickle. 2 down. That'll be I believe, if my memory is correct, a fielder's choice 4-2-5-1. But that still means Rainey's on second for Alyssa Perez, who has just walked a bunch of times tonight. No official plate appearance, or rather no official at-bat. 3 walks, including an RBI walk in the first. Strike 1. Due up for the squeeze in the top of the 7th. It is 10-1-2. So it's who you want if you're Coach Hernandez. Upstairs. Rainey at second. Alyssa Perez at the plate. Over to second. Baker makes the catch for out number 3. And that'll do it here in the 6th. No runs, no hits. A runner left on base, but Wilkie did her job in the 6th, and now the squeeze will look for a huge comeback. We have not seen a late inning comeback of more than a couple runs. They trail 8-4, headed to the top of the 7th, trying to stay at the top of the FGCL Summer Softball standings. Fastpitch U looking for their first win of the season so far. We head to the top of the 7th. Jamie Tino has gone the full way for Fastpitch U, and as we've talked about, has been effectively wild. She's surrendered 4 runs, 3 of them earned, but only allowed 5 hits. She's walked 1. She's hit a lot of people tonight, honestly, but gotten big strikeouts along the way. 4 of them for Jamie Tino in the circle, and now she faces 10-1-2. Sarah Berfume, Stormy Kotzelnick, and Taylor Johnson with the squeeze trailing 8-4. Berfume is 0 for 2, struck out in the 3rd, reached on an error in the 5th. Looking to just turn the lineup over without an out on the board. That's all I'm sure head coach Mario Hernandez is saying to her. Get on base. Set things up for the top, which has had a lot of success tonight. In there for strike 2 on the off speed. As Berfume decided to slap there. Now 1-2. Fastpitch U 3 outs away from their first win of the summer. Too far outside, 2-2. Drama on both fields all day today. We've got a hefty slate for you tomorrow. 2-2 from Tino. Foul back. Berfume out of Coconut Creek, Florida. Freshman last year for Florida Atlantic. Player for one of the greatest of all time, Joan Joyce. Up in the air and foul. Into a tree, protecting a car down on the left field line. We thank you for joining us. We're just past the 9:30 Eastern Time hour. What a game we've seen. Fastpitch U has been all over it. But the squeeze not out of it yet. Foul back again. The 2-2. That one is hammered out to the gap. That'll find its way to the wall. Berfume thinking 2. Stops there. That's a leadoff double for the squeeze. Not out of it yet by any stretch of the imagination. As the 10-hole comes up huge and sets it up for the top of the order. Berfume found her pitch. Fouled off the ones too far up in the zone. Kept on looking. And found one that she powered to the wall. Her second hit of the summer. First of extra bases. And now here's Stormy Kotzelnick. She'll get in situations like this at Washington where she needs to get a clutch hit. She's 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch strike. Singled in the first. Hard liner in the third. Flew out first pitch swinging in the 5th. Away, 1-1. Kotzelnick has to know the situation, though. Home run would be great, but it just makes it 8-6. You're looking to string together the base hits if you're the Squeeze. Don't try and park one if you don't have the pitch. That went out to center. It's dropping. It'll drop for a base hit. Perfume, though, got a slow start. She slides into third. She's safe. Kotzelnick takes second. Perfume had to wait because it was in the air for so long. But it dropped right in front of Soto, and the throw not quite in time. Kotzelnick takes second. And there are two in scoring position with nobody out. And what will Fastpitch U do? Best chance they've had late to snag a win since the season began. Do you stick with Tino, who's been effectively wild but is starting to show some cracks here in the 7th? Or do you go to one of your other two arms? Only 3 pitchers on staff. They will stick with Tino. Taylor Johnson at the plate. 1 for 2 night. Ground out in the first. She walked in the third. She had an RBI single in the 5th. Still nobody out. In there for strike 1. Tino unaffected by the current situation with that first pitch. In the dirt. Good job by Johnson telling Perfume, hey, don't even think about it. She's got it. 1-1. What a game. That one hit out to right, drifting foul. Might have been ball 2 instead of strike 2. But Johnson had to chase because it was in the same zone that that first pitch was called a strike. The 1-2. Upstairs. On deck is Nikki Cochran. Behind her in the hole, Kenna Wilkie, who's got a home run tonight. The Squeeze, though, have gotten what they wanted. They gave themselves a chance here in the 7th, even though they still trail by 4. Full count. Right up the middle. That'll score 1. Kotzelnick will head for home. It was cut off. Kotzelnick hesitated, but she comes in to score, and it's 8-6 of a 2 RBI single by Taylor Johnson. And I think a throw from Soto home, without it being cut off by Snow, might have gotten her. Kotzelnick wanted to stop, but she hesitated around third and then just kept on going. Costly by Fastpitch U. It's 8-6 and still nobody out. And here comes Pete Barrios, and he will take the ball from Jamie Tino. Let's see how this is done, because both of his, or rather one of his pitching options is in the field. That's King. Tino had a great outing, but she will give way to Lauren King. And plenty of changes in the field, which will be very fun to figure out. It looked to me like Kinley jolted out to right field. So I believe Hale is at first. We'll try and get confirmation on that again. A little tough, all things considered. But Fastpitch U now turns to Lauren King. On the summary, 6.68 ERA, 7 1/3, 10 hits, 9 runs, 7 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. Junior out of Rhodes College, Seattle, Washington native, spin pitcher, low 60s. Jumpy movement. She's got a curve, screw, rise, and an off-speed pitch. Her changeup is really good. And she steps in when Fastpitch U needs her the most. Johnson over at first, the responsibility of the replaced pitcher, Jamie Tino. Here is Nikki Cochran, 0 for 1, hit by pitch a couple times. 8-6 Fastpitch U. Nobody out, top of the 7th. In the dirt. And going is Johnson. Perez couldn't corral it, and Johnson's in scoring position. Savannah Henley, your new right fielder. And Emily Hale moves up to first, where King was previously occupied. One out. King struggling to find the zone early, 2-0. Kenna Wilkie's on deck. She's already got a homer tonight. In there for strike 1. Cochran being patient, 2-1. What an evening of softball. 2 great games already today, and this one coming down to the wire between the teams at the bookends of the standings. Pulls it down the right field line, but foul. 2-2. That one is hit way out to right. Cochran, tell it goodbye. We're tied in the top of the 7th. The squeeze finds a way. Eight all as Nikki Cochran pulls it out to right field. My goodness. Absolutely launched by Cochran. Turned on it. Just beautiful. 4 runs, all with nobody out for the squeeze in the top of the 7th, and we are tied for Kenna Wilkie and King. For obvious reasons, probably a very nervous first pitch right there. Strong night for Wilkie. 1 for 2 with a walk. That one, a homer in the 4th. Big swing and a miss, 1-1. Also had a hard hit ball in the 1st, but lined into a double play in that inning. Chased it 1-2. What a 7th inning. My gracious. 4 runs on 4 hits for the squeeze to tie us at 8. Remember, Fastpitch U, the home team. They'll have a chance to answer. Low, full count. You will not believe what has happened in this 7th inning. If you're just tuning in, where the heck have you been? Payoff to Wilkie. Got her for strike 3. What a response by King. 1 down. My gracious. Fastpitch U has led this game all night. Double by Perfume, single by Kotzelnick, 2 RBI single by Taylor Johnson, and then a 2-run homer by Nicky Cochran. Tied us at 8. King responded with a strikeout, and here's Abby Stewart. First pitch fouled off. Abby Stewart singled and scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, struck out looking in the 5th with the bases loaded. Now quickly down 0-2. Hard roller over to King. She fires to first for the 2nd out. Jordan Cadleb also has a home run tonight. 2-run shot back in the 2nd. 1 for 3 evening for the South Florida player. Oh boy, way out in front of their eyes, 0-1. What a game. Now King looking to give her team a chance to walk it off. Off speed high. Right up the middle. Lofted out to center field for a 2-out single. And Cadleb is the run that would give the Squeeze the lead. And now she's aboard with 2 outs. Summer Baker, 0 for 2, is hit by a pitch in the 6th. A couple of strikeouts as well. Oh, that one is crushed, but drifting foul, and the wind actually brought it way back in. That one was absolutely launched off the bat. But the wind halted it, and I think made it uncatchable for Rainey out and left, as the wind is now pretty fiercely in. Just picking up for the first time, at least to this magnitude. Going is Cadleb. She will slide in safely on the stolen base. Hit and run was on. But 0-2 to Baker. RBI chance for Summer Baker. Missed. 1-2. Swing and a miss. As King comes back and gets a couple strikeouts and leaves a run at second. But good gracious me. 4 runs in the top of the 7th for the Squeeze. A 2 RBI single by Taylor Johnson and Nicky Cochran. Are you kidding? End of the night. tying us up at 8. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Wilkie back in the circle. I assume it'll be 6, 7, 8. Due up for Fastpitch U. And yes, 6 is Lauren King, who has a home run tonight. Well, she can do as we head to the bottom of the 7th. To the bottom of the 7th. 6, 7, 8. Lauren King leading off. She is 2 for 2 with 5 RBI. A single in the first, a homer in the third, and a walk in the fourth that drove in a run. She faces Kenna Wilkie. Came on in the fourth in relief. Wow, wanted to try and end it there on the first pitch. Just a long foul ball. Too far inside, 1-1. King just came on to pitch in the top of the 7th. Gave up a 2-run homer and then got a couple strikeouts. Sandwiched around a base hit. 2-1. Resetting the situation. The Squeeze are 4-1. They enter the day at the top of the FGCL standings. Fastpitch U is 0-5, looking for their first win of the summer. Change in for strike 2. Hammered foul. A lot of hard hit balls here late in this game. My gracious. Right back to the pitcher. On her knees, the throw to first in time. 1 down. Wilkie said, I don't have time to get up. I'll just fire to first. Nicely done. 1 away. Savannah Henley out of Mechanicsville, Virginia. 1 for 3 tonight. Singled in the third. Chased it 0-1. And I cannot overstate how big getting Lauren King out is. Had not been retired all night. If you're Fastpitch U, who better to have up to lead off an inning, but she couldn't get aboard. Pure heat, 0-2. In on the hands, foul back. Tonight for Fastpitch U, 8 runs on 7 hits. They've left 6 runners on base tonight. Change, got her swinging, 2 down. To the 8th spot, Danielle Diaz. In the 2nd inning, she got her first hit of the summer. And keep in mind, folks, 5 of the 8 runs scored by Fastpitch U, all with 2 outs. Diaz is 1 for 3. Glad you're with us. Gray Robertson here in the booth. It's been a long day. It's been a fun day. What a way to end it here at Palmasola Park. 2-0. We've had emotion, controversy, big-time hits. Couldn't ask for a better way to close out the Thursday of Week 2. Diaz ahead 3-0. Fouled back once again. Bit too high. That's a walk with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. As Diaz heads for first. Bringing up Jade Soto. 1 for 3 tonight. She singled in the 4th. Struck out in the 5th. Popped up a bunt in the 2nd. Was corralled by Johnson at 3rd. Right down the heart, 1-1. Wilkie came in the game with 2 outs at the bottom of the 4th. Has struck out 4. Has walked 4. Excuse me, has walked 5. Beg your pardon. Swing and a miss. Got her. And that'll do it. We've got extras. Tied up at 8. Headed to the 8th. Squeeze and Fastpitch U battling it out here at Palmasola Park. To the top of the 8th. Tied at 8. 8, 9, 10 due up for the squeeze. Down 4. Headed to the 7th. They use a double, a single that drove in 2, and then a 2-run homer to even things up. And now it's a new ball game. Starting off with Alexis Johns. She replaced Megan Ricks in the 6th. Johns is 0 for 1. And international tiebreak rules means we've got a runner at second. Keep that in mind. And that's Summer Baker. He's got some speed. Again, folks, extra inning rules means international tiebreaker is in effect. Previous innings batter goes to second. John shows bunt. Diaz, no one's covering second. Baker will slide back in safely. And now 2 are on with nobody out. Johns laid down a nice bunt. Diaz had the right idea. Was going to go third, but smart base running by Baker to hang out there for a second and run back to second. Soto was a step late covering, and now 2 on, nobody out. And I'm sure we'll see Wolf try and lay something down here. We won't. She takes it high. Wolf replaced Schindler in the 9-hole as the DP. And since appearing, Wolf is 0 for 2. That one is hit out to center and caught. Trying to double Summer Baker off at second is Soto, but Baker slides in safely. 1 down. Oh boy. Second time Wolf has really put a charge into it out to center field. Here's Sarah Perfume. 1 for 3, but that one was the leadoff double in the 7th that got everything started. First time she has seen Lauren King in the circle. Strike 1. Summer Baker at second because of the international tiebreaker. Alexis Johns at first. Wow, nice pitch from King, 0-2. Broke the knees and the ankles and every part of Perfume's legs right there. She froze. Way out to center. That one is drifting. Soto has to make a long run, and she makes the catch for out number 2. And while Baker made the right base running decision on the bunt by Johns, I think, because I think they would have mowed her at third if she kept going, still the fact she's not at third means that's nothing but a fly out and not a chance for a sac fly. And how about this kind of pressure? Stormy Kotzelnick headed to Washington. She'll have bigger at-bats in her life for sure under Heather Tarr, but this is pretty important here early in the summer season. 2 for 4 night for her. Singled and scored in the 7th, singled in the 1st. 2 on, 2 outs. Waits on it, low. Hits it way out to center. Way back. Into the night, Stormy Kotzelnick. And the Squeeze takes an 11-8 lead here in the top of the 8th. As lightning flashes in the background. Stormy weather here at Palmasola. The 3-run jack gives the Squeeze the lead for the first time tonight. My gracious. Too much plate from King, and Kotzelnick found what she was looking for. 11-8 Squeeze. And now Fastpitch U knows what they need. They'll need 3 to tie and 4 to win. Taylor Johnson will step in. First pitch strike to Johnson, who is 2 for 3. 2 RBI single in the 7th, RBI single in the 5th. Walk in the 3rd. Ground out in the 1st. That one is hit out to left. That's dropping foul. 0-2 to Johnson. It was a 2-run homer by Nikki Cochran in the 7th that tied us at 8. With 2 outs here in the 8th, Stormy Kotzelnick showed why she is going to be terrifying the Pac-12 and probably Alabama fans throughout her career. Right back up the middle. Johnson's hot night continues. She's aboard with a 2-out single. And here's Cochran. Last time she faced King was in the 7th. It was a 2-run homer. Part of her 1 for 2 night, but she's reached base 3 times. That one is hit deep out to center. Drifting back. It's gone again. Nikki Cochran. Back-to-back at-bats and another jack for the Squeeze here in the 8th. As the power comes through late into the night. Cochran dug that one out. And it just kept on traveling to center. And now the Squeeze leads it 13-8. This game was 8-3 Fastpitch U, but 10 unanswered runs, and 9 of them have come in the 7th and 8th innings. My gracious. You've got to be kidding. Here's Kenna Wilkie. First pitch strike. Against Lauren King, Nikki Cochran is 2 for 2 with 2 homers and 4 runs batted in. Favorable matchup for Cochran, I'd say. Foul back. Wilkie, 1 for 3. She hit a homer of the solo variety in the 4th. Walked in the 5th, struck out looking in the 7th. Also lined into a double play in the 1st. Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. Because what a game this has been. The 1-2 to Wilkie. Made her lean, 2-2. Now due up for Fastpitch U. It's the top of the order in the 8th. So Soto will be at 2nd, starting off with Emily Hale, and then the rest of the first triumvirate. They'll need at least 5. So that one's hammered out to right. Overran it! Henley took too many steps in. Wilkie legging it out for 2nd. Henley moved out there when King came in to pitch. and she just took a few too many steps inward. That's a double for Wilkie. We talked about 2-out production. The 2 homers and now the double have all come for the Squeeze with 2 outs here in the 8th. Abby Stewart will try and keep it going. Stewart singled and scored in the 2nd, was hit by a pitch in the 4th, struck out looking in the 5th, ground out in the 7th. Part of a 1-for-3 day for her. Clemson freshman last year. Chance to drive in a run. Instead, lets it float right on down the middle for the 1-1. Stewart way up in the air, but it's not going to have the legs. Coming up is Rainey for out number 3. Anything up in the air and you think it's gone, but the side is retired. The Squeeze, though, with 2 outs, gets 5 runs. A 3-run homer by Stormy Kotzelnick, a 2-run shot by Nikki Cochran. It's 13-8. Manatee Squeeze, Fastpitch U. If they want that first win of the summer, they'll have to dig deep. And they'll turn to the top of the order to do so. 13-8 Squeeze, headed to the bottom of the 8th here at Palmasola Park. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Fastpitch U led this one 8-3. That was after 4. Since then, the Squeeze have found the magic. We do have a change out in the field as Johns has been replaced back by Ricks out in right field. So the defense for the Squeeze is as it was when the game began. Perfume out in left, Cadleb in center, Ricks in right, Johnson at third, Kotzelnick at short, Baker at second, Cochran at first, Stewart behind the plate, catching Kenna Wilkie. 13-8 Squeeze. Top of the order, though, due up, with Jade Soto standing at second. Emily Hale will lead things off. Number strike 1. Hale 0 for 3. Did walk in the 5th. Stole a base and then was caught stealing, as Fastpitch U ran themselves out of the 5th inning. Wilkie would be your winning pitcher if she can get through the 8th. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 down. Fastpitch U obviously not trying to put the bunt on because they've got to score 5 to tie. 6 would walk it off, but either way, can't just hand away outs. Alana Snow. 0 for 2, but has reached 3 times. Chased their eyes high. Walked and scored in the first, ground out in the second, was hit by a pitch in the fourth, reached on an error in the sixth, but was left stranded at third. That hit her. Second hit by a pitch for Snow, and now 2 on for Fastpitch U here in the bottom of the 8th. 1 out, but this is a good part of the order for them with Sarah Longley. First pitch foul. Longley on the day, 2 for 4. RBI double in the fourth, single in the first. Came around to score both times. Struck out in the sixth, flew out in the third. And that one is hammered out to left. That'll drop. Bases loaded for Fastpitch U with a 1 out, because of course it is. Longley aboard. Molly Rainey. Foul back. Fielder's choice in the sixth. Walked and scored in the first and fourth, flew out in the third. (13-8) squeeze. Fastpitch U, though, threatening with only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Right down the heart, 0-2. And on the hands, fouled back. Wilkie so far in relief has gone 4 1/3. She's given up a hit. She's given up a run it was earned. She's walked 5 and struck out 6. Fastpitch U trying not to go away quietly. We do our best to finish these games as early as possible, but we just can't get out of here before 10:30 or 11 Eastern. I'm not complaining, though. What a game. Bases loaded. The 1-2 to Molly Rainey. Way upstairs, 2-2. Right in there for a called strike 3. 2 down. 7th K in relief for Kenna Wilkie. And the final chance for Fastpitch U is Alyssa Perez. 0 for 1. Lined out in the 6th. She walked 3 times, including an RBI walk in the 1st. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Hard foul on the first pitch. Soto is at 3rd. Started at 2nd because of the international tiebreaker. Snow is at 2nd after being hit by a pitch and advancing on the single from Sarah Longley. That one right to 2nd and caught by Summer Baker to shut things down and complete the comeback. 8-3 Fastpitch U after 4, but the squeeze stayed alive. Big time hits in the 7th, where they got 4 runs, 5 runs put up in the 8th, and a 13-8 victory to move the Manatee Squeeze to 5-1 and back to the top of the standings. And Fastpitch U, it is as tough as it gets. Falling to 0-6, they did everything right, but the squeeze just had a bit too much there at the end. Your pitchers of record, winning pitcher for the squeeze, 4 1/3 for Kenna Wilkie in relief. She gave up a single hit, 1 run it was earned, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Losing pitcher for Fastpitch U is Lauren King, 2 innings, 7 hits, 6 runs all earned, no walks, 2 strikeouts. And now we present to you the updated standings as I correct things on the board here in the booth. Up at the top, the squeeze, 5-1. The River Mocs right there in the 2 spot at 5-1 as well. Tiebreaker goes to the squeeze because of the game on Tuesday night. Lynx are in 3rd at 4-2. The Slice still sit in 4th at 3-3. Impact in the 5 spot at 2-3. Pioneers 2-4, they're 6th, and Fastpitch U 0-6 on the year. They are in 7th. Unbelievable stuff. Homers, clutch hits, excellent pitching performances on both sides. But in the end, it came up squeeze, 13-8 in 8 innings. Wow, what a game. We've got a lot of coverage coming up on Friday out at Lakewood Ranch High School. That'll be on Stream Live Tampa. 5 o'clock Eastern, Lynx and River Mocs. Fastpitch U and Impact also being played out there, and Pioneers and Squeeze at 7. Should be a lot of fun with those games. As we wrap up this Thursday night here on Week 2, the Squeeze gets the victory over Fastpitch U 13-8 to stay at the top of the FGCL standings. For the entire crew, I'm Gray Robertson saying good night and so long. What an evening, and I'm sure there will be more nights like this over the next couple weeks. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.